Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm at Matthiesson State Park in Utica, Oglesby, southern, central Illinois, you name it. Some people say Matthiesson, I say Matthiesson. Let me know in the comments which is the correct pronunciation. But what I want to talk about today is, do you guys know about this exposure delay mode in the Nikon D850? Probably in all the other Nikon DSLRs as well, but what it does is, when you're using exposure delay, you can set a time just like you do your self timer, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, or a fraction of a second, and that after that 2 seconds goes, the mirror will flip up, and then there's a delay. Now the mirror will go up because you have exposure delay set. So then the mirror goes up, and then you have a delay, so everything kind of calms down and settles down. Then it does the exposure. The thought process being is, when the mirror goes up on your DSLR, that can create a little bit of vibration, which theoretically could cause a little issue with your image. So today I'm out doing long exposures, Matthiesson State Park, under the canopy, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning-ish, and so we don't have a whole hell of a lot of light down here right now. What I just was doing is a 13-second exposure and using exposure delay, so hopefully to eliminate any vibrations. And this is the very first image. We're about 10 minutes into hiking through Matthiesson State Park, and we found the Giant's Bathtub, which is what this is called. Shot this in a video 3, 4, 5 years ago, so you should go check that out. So I'm trying to kind of not necessarily recreate that image. You know, it's a really cool spot, and just wanted to come back and see what we can do with it this time. So I've got my 12 to 24 millimeter Sigma lens on, which, as you guys know if you've been around the channel for very long, is the lens I always use for my real estate work, but got it out in the field today and taking advantage of that extra wideness of the 12 to 24 lens to capture some of these awesome scenes here at Matthiesson. So thanks for joining me today, and let's go. Alright, so what I love about this image is obviously, number one, the beautiful light that we've got coming in right now. The canopy is just allowing just this beautiful diffused light, subtleness, softness, just gorgeous light on the canyon walls, and obviously on the Giant's Bathtub as well. And when you take your eye from the canyon walls and the green cast and the sandstone walls and all the plants and everything growing from the walls, when you take your eye from that all the way down to the Giant's Bathtub, you see the foam on top. It's doing like a swirling motion. So I've got like a 13-second exposure. I want to say I'm at f16 and ISO 64. So that 13-second exposure should really help me show you guys that swirling pattern in the foam on top of the water in the Giant's Bathtub. So hopefully that's what we got, and if we did, I'll put it up right now. All right, everybody. So our second All right, so we just finished up at the Giant's bathtub, and we were literally like 15 feet further away from the Giant's bathtub. I'm now shooting this scene here over my shoulder, and it's just gorgeous. Sun is coming up to our right, cascading some nice soft light down into the canyon. Got the beautiful reflection, so I put on my 24-70 millimeter lens. Also, I put my circular polarizing filter on to try to enhance the reflection, try to enhance the saturation in the leaves and the trees. And I also shot it with my 12-24, so I will show you guys both images, the 12-24 and the 24-70. Let me know which one you like better.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy.
All right, and then we walked up on this beautiful scene here. I just wanted to use the vines in the background to enhance this image. And then just a little bit further down the path, we walked down up onto this scene. I just really fell in love with the light and obviously that downed tree there, and took a couple images both in the portrait orientation. Earlier in the summer I did a couple of videos trying to show you guys how the circular polarizer will remove reflections from leaves and things like that. Never came up with a good example, but now I do. Got a great one here in the canyons at Matthiesson. So yeah, this is what you're going to get from your circular polarizer when you're using it the right way and the light is proper for usage. Alright, so we finally made it to the other side of the park where the big waterfall was, and our timing could not have been any worse. It seemed as though school had just let out and all the kids wanted to go to that same exact waterfall. Although very annoying from a photography perspective, I will say that these kids, high schoolers or college, whatever they were incredibly well behaved, just having a good time, no drinking, no drugs, no smoking, no messing around, just happened to be in our way. There's only a couple of kids in this image, and I could have easily painted them out with Photoshop, but I like having them in there for scale. Love the rocks in the foreground, the reflection, and this is just a nice black and white image. Now this next one is the only one that I got without any kids in it. I didn't have to Photoshop anybody out of it, but there is signs of the kids. As you can see in the foreground, they had thrown a rock right in the water, right in my shot, but what are you gonna do? I could have easily painted that out as well, but why bother? Alright, it was time for us to get the heck out of Dodge. We had met our match. We were in too deep. Oh man, what it would be like to be 18 years old again with the energy and everything that comes along with being 18. So yeah, so we made our way back out of the canyon, and on the way out we took a couple of shots of this guy right here, and I'll put mine up right now. Alright everybody, hey, that's gonna do it for another video. Thank you all very much for stopping by the channel. As always, I appreciate it very much. Thank you to my very first members. Really appreciate you. You have no idea. And now more than ever, it's super important if you guys can like and comment on the videos. The channel, as you may or may not know, is now monetized. So every like, every comment will really help. And with that, you all know the drill. Just talked about it. Like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And I am Garrick. I am your old buddy Double G, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. So we will see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.